we're in Japan.
And we're about to embark on a 1,000-mile road trip to not only take in the sights, sounds and smells, but to find out if you can really travel around this country on a budget. But before we can start our road trip, we need a car. And as we wanted to set off from Kyoto, this meant that we could get one of Japan's famous bullet trains from Tokyo.
I've got no idea if this is RC.
Talking loudly on a train in Japan is considered rude, so we made sure that we were as quiet as possible. And travelling over 180 miles an hour in parts means that this 280-mile route that would have taken a whopping 6 hours in the car is reduced to just over 2.
My footstool has a gas pedal.
But while we enjoyed the luxuries of the bullet train, the food on offer was quite limited.
Coffee or whiskey? Just snack. I've got ice cream. Just gonna get some crisps.
Came in here so that we could actually talk a bit louder and not be whispering.
I just took a speed measurement on my phone. It's saying 175 miles an hour.
Not quite 180, but it'll do.
I can talk at a normal level.
What car did you get us?
The shoe weight.
AE86.
Whatever you say, boss.
R34.
Definitely, and that as well. We've got one each.
Mark IV Supra.
Yeah, we're trailering that behind.
Oh no, what is this going to be?
Walking to collect our car, I was excited to find out just what Ethan had booked for us for our trip.
I think I see it, Jack.
What, that nugget?
That is ours.
That nugget is ours. Oh no. What on earth have you booked us here? What is this absolute nugget? This thing is ridiculous, man.
This is a Honda N-Bag. Never heard of it before.
We looked into getting some other stuff, but look, like loads of people told us if you're going to come here, fit in, get a K car.
The vast majority of people said get a K car or get a K truck, and that's what we've done.
First up, I think we're really getting in the mood for Japan. They're soaking just a little bit of culture.
Yeah,
what do you reckon?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
So with our tiny nugget collected, we headed to our first stop.
Kind of rogue from this taxi driver.
Oh, it's Japan though. I wouldn't be surprised if his wheels just turned 90 degrees and drove down it sideways. What possessed you, Ethan? Mudstar tyres, going to be doing a lot of off-roading here in Japan.
Well, the rental company said, can we not do any off-roading?
Don't do any off-roading. But then it's given us Mudstars.
Hey now.
One they give us road champs. I think we look around this later. There's some hidden surprises with this car. But first taste of crazy things in Japan, just the parking spaces. You pull in and there's like just a little barrier. So you can't get out again. So you pay to have your car released. It is genius. Ethan pointed out that it was really good because it means your car doesn't get stolen. But then we realised that they could just pay 400 yen and just nick it anyway.
But at least they will have spent some money nicking your car.
Yeah, at least there's that small satisfaction that we get with that. That's our first taste of trying to work out stuff in Japan. It's going to be very difficult because, I mean, look at this ticket machine. We had no chance. Even Google Translate was like, it's on you, bud, not my car.
Leaving the car locked in by its own personal barrier, we headed up the hill. Kyoto is well known for its numerous temples, so we thought what better way to soak in some culture than going to visit one built in 778, over 1200 years ago, Kiyomizu-dera. Isn't it mad that this temple here, just the Hokkenji temple, isn't even the temple we've come up to see?
This is just like a little starter temple, isn't it?
Have you ever seen anything like that before?
I've seen one of them before, in Basildon. Of course I've never seen one of these before. I was under the impression that unless it's like a residential area in Japan, you usually get tourists, but this is heaving. And now we're adding 2 more.
Have you seen anything like that before?
Yeah, seen one of those, Chelmsford. Also, it's 30 degrees and the humidity is 80% inside my shorts.
According to the swimming pool in my pants, it's 100% humidity.
This is wicked though, because all of our knowledge, I'm sure you guys are the same, it's just watching like, I don't know, anime or samurai movies.
Yeah.
And this is really what you expect to see.
Yeah.
Is that you up there? That huge bell?
We made it to Kiyomizu-dera temple. In the main structure, no nails are used.
It's just Gorilla Glue.
It's duct tape and cable ties.
I'm gonna go find a Phillips head in there. No nails is wild. There must be one.
Sorry Jack, what does it say?
I think if I tell you what it says, you're never gonna learn.
To go in, you have to take your boots off. But I'm not sure what they'd rather. If I took my boots off or kept them on with the 2 puddles I've got on the end of my legs.
I'll tell you what, the smell of your feet is enough to clear out this entire group.
While I was in search of a spiritual experience at Kiyomizu Dera, Jack was more preoccupied with trying to find some evidence that a nail had been used to build it.
You cannot stand here and look me in the eye and tell me there's not a nail in there.
The terrace on the temple not only has some great views of Kyoto, but is also home to a dangerous tradition. It was said that if you survived the fall from the temple to the ground below, your wishes would be granted. With over 200 recorded jumps, 85% survived, until this was stopped in 1872.
What did you think of that?
That temple is great for just, you know, taking a moment and looking inside and just sort of like realising that people can build stuff without nails or screws. There's one or two sneaky little nails in there. There is.
A couple of bolts as well.
There's a couple of bolts, but I think they're a later addition. But on the whole, you know what? I'll give them that one.
Now, before we carry on with this Japanese road trip, one of the most important things you should do when buying a car is do a history check. And now, thanks to this week's sponsor, Car Vertical, you can make sure that you don't buy a car with a dodgy past.
Far too often cars are crashed or stolen and they go back on the road looking like nothing has happened to them. With a Car Vertical report, you can find out their hidden history.
All you need to do is enter your reg or VIN number and Car Vertical can tell you if your car's ever been crashed, stolen or clocked. Before I bought my daily sub, I ran a Car Vertical report and I was very pleased to see that it had green ticks for mileage, finance and damage. This is such a good daily, I like this car. But here's a car that might catch you out. This Mercedes has a green tick for mileage, finance and damage, but it's got a warning for theft. If we click on that, yep, beware, vehicle may be stolen. Currently wanted as stolen in the UK. Now, if you hadn't run a Car Vertical report, you might end up buying a stolen car. And I don't know about you, but that really doesn't sound like a good idea. So if you're ever buying a car, motorcycle or tiny van, make sure you get a Car Vertical report to know that the price that you're paying matches the car's history.
And to help you do that, Car Vertical are offering 20% off with the code ATG.
Thanks Car Vertical, you're the best.
Back to our van.
In Japan.
With a man.
We left Kiyomizu Dera to head out to our next stop, but not before discovering another modern, less dangerous tradition.
You know, like kebab shops in the UK, they have like the faded, horrible images of the food in the front. They're all like sun bleached. They take it to a whole new level here, man. It's not going to stop me though, I'm hungry. Let's get in there.
I'm going no fork the entire time I'm here.
You?
I'll be severely disappointed if I see you use anything other than chopsticks. How dare you?
After eating, we managed to decipher the ticket machine, which released our car, and we got back on the road.
What are we saying next?
Well, I think whilst we go on our adventure, we should give ourselves some side missions. I'm after a Game Boy Light.
A Game Boy Light?
Special edition. Basically a Game Boy Pocket with a backlight. I want to find one.
Okay, all right. I will aid you on your mission to find a Game Boy Light.
Have you got any side missions?
Learn Japanese or something.
Oh, I thought you could speak Japanese. You were reading that plaque fluently.
A little.
What was the general gist of that?
It was just generally saying how there are actually loads of nails.
So with Ethan assigning himself the task of buying a Game Boy like some sort of 90s schoolboy, we headed to a second-hand store.
The side missions begin.
Japan is great for grabbing second-hand electronics, and to our surprise, everything is pretty cheap. But unfortunately, Ethan didn't find what he set out for.
Not fruitful.
No.
I've got a raging hard-off now. That hard-off was cool though. If I was in the market for typewriters and old telephones.
If I needed a VHS camcorder and a broken piano, I know where to go. How are you getting on with the indicators? Have you stopped putting the wipers on there?
Yeah, I think I've got it now.
We're on car spotting duty. Got an old lady driving a 350Z. Just out of shot, you didn't see it, but she dropped the clutch, sent it sideways on the limiter. Bap, 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 bap.
Do you know where we're going now?
Can I take a guess? We're going somewhere where something grows, aren't we?
Well, isn't that all things?
Wow.
I'll leave that with you.
Deep thoughts with Ethan Smell.
The next stop on our list was definitely budget friendly, mainly because it was free.
What did we park next to? A Suzuki Hustler next to the Honda toaster oven. Have you ever seen one of them?
I don't think I've seen any of these cars.
It's just a land of strange new vehicles.
This is Arashiyama bamboo forest.
Arashiyama?
But it's quite cool because you walk through these bamboo groves. There's some thick trunks here.
I'm feeling a bit bamboozled.
Shut up if you just dropped that one.
Knock knock.
Who's there?
Bam.
Bamboo. He's done it!
Got him. Pandas eat bamboo, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because those idiots eat their environment, don't they? It's like you eating your house, but you would also be much better off eating meat or veg. But no, you have bricks.
Oh, a good tip if you come here, come very early in the morning, because there's apparently not a lot of people then, which is exactly what we didn't do. It's 3 in the afternoon.
Japan has a population of 125 million, and then I reckon you could safely double that with the amount of tourists. And that whole population want to go exactly wherever you're going. That guy's got the bloody crew cab bingle. What the hell was that thing? What the hell is even that?
First motorway. Oh, first toll.
This guy's going at his speed. He's not going to slow down at all. Oh, I like that.
Did you enjoy your time in Kyoto?
I did enjoy my time in Kyoto.
Next stop, Osaka.
I wasn't sure what Japan is going to be like to road trip. I don't mean in the sense that there's amazing places. I mean in the sense that actually travelling to places. If you like traffic lights, book them flights up. Seriously, oh my word.
Made it to Osaka. Much like Tokyo, it's crazy. This, for example, looks like quite a standard city, but then right there is some lit up pink palace.
It's very much like every other city that I've ever been to, and then also just nothing like any other city that I've ever been to.
Right, turning circle, what's it like?
You just know it's going to be good.
This is just the Osaka mobile, isn't it?
Osaka, these nuts. Can I go down it?
Yeah, guys, fancy
what is it?
fancy moving at all?
God, have you ever played The Last of Us? Like the first level of that? I feel like I shouldn't be here.
This guy's coming full
I'll do bike versus car if you want.
Oh, they're going to take our car and put it in the tower.
Are they?
Yeah.
Wow.
Excited at seeing our nugget being launched up into a concrete tower, we headed to our hotel, where in the spirit of keeping things cheap, I opted for a classic sleeping situation.
It's like being 6 years old again. Ask me 1,000 times, would you rather sleep in bunk beds or in a car Ethan again? I'll say bunk bed every time.
Shotgun bottom.
Okay. You don't want top bunk?
No, I'm not a 10-year-old.
I wake you up going to the toilet. You don't wake me up.
You're not going to the toilet.
I will do. I might not even get out.
Top bunk.
So Osaka is...
That's another rat.
That was a huge rat. Osaka apparently is the more chill area.
More a chilled vibe than like Tokyo. So this is Dotonbori, which is kind of like central, where everything's going on.
I feel like there's two extremes to Japan. There's the really traditional historic side of it, and then there's this side of it, which is just like seizure-inducing lights.
Weird like cartoon characters.
And there's no middle ground.
There really isn't any middle ground.
I told you, you know we said earlier about that restaurant.
They're actually pretty good models, aren't they?
They are pretty good. They're sort of like delicious looking models, aren't they?
Dotonbori in Osaka is a bit of a sensory overload, with bright lights and loud noises. It's full of restaurants adorned with mad decorations like giant crabs and gold babies, but in the end, to keep costs down, we went for some street food, and Ethan got us a couple of plates of what he said was octopus balls.
I'm not really sure the best way to eat this.
Put it in your mouth, I reckon.
That is so hot.
After striking out on a surprisingly rigged carnival game,
What do you want? I don't know, they're all stuck down with glue anyways.
we headed to play a different type of game. Pachinko is an arcade gambling game that is huge in Japan, but with us being total idiots and the language barrier getting the better of us, we would never know how fun it is to play.
There's dudes in there just holding down the button to play and watching a TV show on their phone. You see that?
Did you see what he was watching?
No.
He was watching a live stream of a guy doing pachinko. He couldn't have been consuming pachinko in any more ways.
At any higher rate. I thought TikTok and Reels was bad for your attention span. This place is far worse.
And with Dotonbori's bright lights and loud noises exhausting us, we headed back to the bunk beds for a good night's sleep.
I know you want to know the big question with Japan. The big question on everyone's minds. What are their toilets like?
Well, come with us.
This is a Japanese toilet. I promise you this toilet is heated constantly. When you sit down on it, it is toasty on your butt.
I don't like it.
I associate it in my head as a toilet that someone's just been sat on. This toilet has flashing LEDs. It also has its own control panel. These different types of flush. Not
power or intensity, style. These are the different strengths of how strong you want the jet to clean your butt. What is this? This is stop. This is just stop everything. Just stop shitting, I'm done. This is a power saving mode for your toilet. Let me just remind you, this is a toilet.
Yeah, everywhere you go, you see a plug.
You are shitting on the mainframe. There's massage in here as well.
Do you want to try that?
Not really. The trouble is, to show all these features, you have to be sat on it. So I can't put that on YouTube. If you ever needed any more reason to come to Japan, that is it. With that important information out the way, we collected the Nugget from its own hotel room and got back on the road.
Yeah, I've got the handbrake out. That's what I want. I don't want it in.
You don't want the handbrake on when you're driving, usually. It's a red light. It's a red light.
Red light, let's not go a red light.
It's because they're hidden in with loads of other bullshit, isn't it? They're really hard, they're actually really hard to see. We're leaving Osaka now. What we experienced was just like the tiniest little taste of Osaka, wasn't it? Just licking like the tiniest little tip of it.
I don't think I need to do much more of it.
Oh man, there'd be so much. Like, what's that place? That second-hand DVD store is open 24 hours. What else do they have to offer here that we're missing out? We're going to pick up Ethan's side mission quickly, and then we're back on the road to... Well, we'll surprise you with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's raining as well.
Yeah, I really like it. It's a welcome change. I was either too hot and wet because of sweat, or now it's raining and I'm wet because of rain, and I know which one I'd rather. No luck?
No luck. I got a bag.
That's not a Game Boy Light.
That's not a Game Boy Light.
What games can you play on your bag?
Hide the sausage.
You must play differently to how I play. Well, look at that. Z3. Clown shoe. Driven by an old lady, no less.
After I had no luck yet again on my hunt for a Game Boy Light, we headed on to our next site, where everything wasn't quite as it would appear to be.
And this is our next stop, Nara Park.
Nara Park. I've had a bunch of people tell me to come here. Now, someone told me that the deers here, they bow to you if you bow to them. I'll be honest though, I feel uncomfortable around this many tourists. I don't know how I feel about a bunch of deer having to put up with all these tourists. Yeah. That is something I'm here to investigate. Hello? Hello?
Konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa. Don't mug me off, you little... I've heard they bow.
I think someone's having you on.
This one's broken, it's not bowing. We need to find one that's actually in working order. Are you ready for your close-up?
Can you get his attention?
I'm gonna make you a star. Did that guy just ruin your shot?
For the deer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This guy ruined your shot.
Look,
hang about. Wait, this one's out eating my bag. I think I've got the wrong impression about these deer. I don't think they're in trouble at all.
No.
Oh! He did it! Uh-oh, you're going to be trapped in an infinite loop.
That's amazing. I thought you were having me on. I didn't know about the bowing.
Now that we had established that the deer do in fact bow, we pushed deeper into the park and learnt that it wasn't the tourists bothering the deers, but instead the other way round. God damn it.
Jack, they're coming for you.
Ow! If they don't get what they want, they just eat your jeans.
He's eating your ass. Please, 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 not me.
Get him, boys, get his ass. Yeah, that's it, get his ass. When we first got here, I was a bit worried about the deer. I could not have been more wrong. There are just gangs of deer roaming the streets, just pressing people.
We're the ones that should be living in fear.
We should be living in fear. Just after their possessions, just walking into people's shops and houses, just harassing the elderly, just after your wallet. I've never had such a nice time whilst simultaneously fearing for my life. They do give you these little, like, deer crackers.
Apparently you're only supposed to feed them notes as well.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Oh, really? I gave one a jalapeno. Is that not good?
Basically, it was like, hold on to your children.
Is that what it said?
Yeah.
The rules said hold on. So kidnapping now added to the list.
Right, we're off. We're now leaving the cities behind.
So far, what you've seen of road tripping in Japan, just motorways really.
But now we want to get out into the countryside a bit. Right, I'm hungry.
I'm hungry. I think we get the food that probably everyone wants to know what it's like here.
What does that taste like?
What does this taste like? What do they have to offer? What toy will I get? But before we did that, we accidentally found a hidden collection of shit boxes. We're turning around to go to where we wanted to eat, and we stumbled upon this place. We asked the guy and he said we can just have a quick look. Sylvia, S15, Skyline.
S13. Look at this Cresta, just left here, around the back of this workshop.
Oh man.
Someone loved this. 34.
Oh, this is a Skyline.
There's a Skyline.
Wow, that's wicked.
And then just look, a whole bunch of parts. This is kind of cool just to stumble upon literally by accident. All just sort of dumped here though by the looks of it. I guess he's going to get round to them at some point and then send them to America where they're all going.
Auto Grows, thank you for letting us have a look around.
And with that, we made our way over to the restaurant we were most excited to try in Japan, to see what they had to offer compared to back home.
We're disgusting people.
German potato
Thick beef. How'd they know my nickname?
pepperoni juicy hot chicken.
You can get shrimp at McDonald's, let's remember that.
Spicy nuggets. Banana caramel pie. McFlurry Annin mango.
These all just sound like band names.
Teriyaki McBurger.
An egg cheeseburger.
No, thank you.
We gotta leave.
Food here, and generally speaking in Japan, is very cheap. In the UK, this Macca's might have cost you 20 quid, but here, only £9. Stuff is actually quite cheap here. The hotel rooms as well.
Bang Central Osaka, a nice hotel.
Yeah.
£55.
In the UK, a Premier Inn, I don't think I've ever managed to get a Premier Inn for less than like 90 quid.
Yeah.
Like drinks out of the vending machine. A bottle of Coca-Cola or whatever is like 50p.
I'd heard mixed things about the prices before we came. From what we've been paying for things so far, and we've been sort of living normally, we haven't been spending that much at all. We're yet to pay for fuel, so we don't know what that's like, but we are paying for tolls as well as fuel, so do have that to factor in as well.
And now that we were out of the cities and pushing into the countryside, we thought this would be a good time to stop and have a proper look around the N van.
What can I tell you about Nugget Van? They're bloody everywhere. I don't see hardly any SUVs here, and I think it's because these are just so damn good.
It's the cutest thing.
It's just tall and thin. It's a pretty good looking thing if you sort of like squint real hard to the point where your eyes are closed. 50 brake horsepower or something like that. This thing screams on the motorway. You put your foot down in it and like it does sort of go somewhere, but it just goes ah!
All-wheel drive as well, apparently.
So we rented this from Tokyo Camper Vans. They're brilliant. They were kind enough as well to deliver this to Kyoto. That's a service they offer. They've taken the radio out and all the entertainment system. But to be honest, am I going to be able to listen to Japanese radio?
And
No.
they gave us a speaker.
They provided us with a Bluetooth speaker instead. I want to point out that I have absolutely no intention of sleeping in this vehicle because that's all we seem to do on this channel. But just in case, it's kitted out as a camper. Underneath here is a bed, but it's currently got all of our bags in it as well. It will definitely sleep one comfortably because that seat folds all the way flat. I don't know if the driver's seat does.
It's going to be interesting.
I won't know how interesting it's going to be.
Tomorrow
I'm not sleeping in it. Also, this is my favourite thing about the car. Pillarless on this side. Look at all the, look at this. Look at this. Look at that. Look at this. It's just really good. And on that, we should probably hit the road.
Well, we need to go and fill it up.
How does one fill up at Japan?
Well, I've heard that they have some people that come and do it for you.
Really?
But
that looks awfully complicated. Crack out Google Translate.
should we try this one?
Well, we need fuel, so we don't really have a choice.
Before you come, download the Google Translate app on your phone.
Yeah, and download Japanese for when your internet cuts out.
Yeah. Light oil. I don't want oil. Yellow is high octane.
Red is...
Maybe diesel. Regular.
You know what you should do? Just look at what colour is inside the petrol cap, filler cap. They'll tell you.
Purple.
How do you make purple out of these colours?
Well, light oil, I think that is diesel.
Is it? Oh my God, you could really fuck. I would assume that that's petrol.
Exactly, yeah. Right, now let's translate this. Bloody hell, Jack. We've got to go back to the beginning. What does that mean?
Oh, can we just point out how cool yen is? This reminds me of back before UK went to plastic notes.
Eat it. Yeah, I've got more for you, don't worry.
Let's just spat that one out.
Oh my God.
It's cancelled.
My word. This is so overly complicated.
I just think it's weird you're putting red in.
Red is regular.
Regular.
17 litres. Done. Let's go to Takayama.
Although filling up yourself in Japan can quite clearly be difficult, you'll be pleased to hear that it is at least cheap, with an average price of just 87p per litre. And now that I had managed to work out how to refuel, I thought I would treat myself by having another go at finding that elusive Game Boy.
Well, I'm glad you completed the side quest. Last time it was puffins, and this time it was material possessions.
Yeah.
Last time you really showed what a deep spiritual person you are by this longing and need to see an animal from a certain country, and now you want to play Tetris.
No, I don't. There's animals I want to see.
Okay, what?
Monkey. I want to see a monkey.
I've seen a monkey. I saw one on the side of the road, and I said, Ethan, get a shot of this monkey, and he was too busy thinking about gameboys or some shit.
Jack saw a monkey.
I did, I saw 2 on the roof.
Oh, 2.
They're going like this to you. Well, at the moment, we are heading to our accommodation, which is, there is a word for it, and I can't remember the word.
I think it's Ryokan.
Ryokan? Yeah. So I've got to ask Ryo what the word is.
If anyone can.
Ryokan.
Yeah, that's in Takayama, so that's where we're going.
Takayama? I hardly know her. Right, we'll get onto this hostel.
We drove on into the night, heading towards our traditional Japanese accommodation. All seemed well, until Google threw Ethan a curveball.
Are we lost?
No, lost is a strong word. We are facing the wrong direction.
Are you sure it's down this pokey little alley?
Do you know what? I'm not.
This looks like... I think this is a footpath, I'll be honest, Ethan.
It's down here.
I don't think we drive down here, though.
Google Maps is telling me.
Is it?
Wait.
Japan's really got you stumped, hasn't it?
Let's try it.
I'm sure this is a footpath.
This would be really annoying if this is a footpath.
Ethan, this is a footpath that you've just driven down.
If we didn't have this cake art, we would not be getting round here. Oh my word. Oh my God, Jack. I don't think I was supposed to come this way. Can I get through here? Oh, this is so unbelievably tight. We're through. We've made it. Could have just come in from there, that road.
Thank God this thing is so tall and narrow.
I just said that, yeah. This thing's so good, you can just drive down footpaths.
We dropped our bags in the room and then headed out into the streets of Takayama.
And it is quiet. There is no one on the streets, there's no one around. But apparently there are places that open at 9 PM and don't close till 4. We need to get some food and we want to have a drink, so we need to find them.
And find that place we did.
Ethan thought he was ordering us a beer, but it's not. It's a pint of whiskey.
Whiskey and soda. Yeah, my Japanese is a bit...
Yeah, it's a bit off.
Cheers.
Cheers, nice, good work. This is the weirdest bar experience I've ever had. Chopsticks eating pepperami. So the guys that were sat next to us, we just started chatting about cars. The owner here was showing us all the cars that he had. That's the Mighty Boy. Look how cool that is.
That's his car. That's his daily.
It was really nice actually, because cars just completely broke the ice. Sort of universal language, isn't it? Motors and cars. Cheers, good time. Come to Junks. Oh. It's been a fun day, and now we are going to go to bed.
Yeah.
Is there any danger of you getting up?
Leave me alone.
I'll tell you what.
The bean pillow is a winner.
That's your first sleep in a ryokan.
Really good. Shall I show you what my alarm was that went off? That probably woke up everyone.
I've been loading that noise all week.
What's the alarm supposed to be? You sleep in as much as you want. No, it's got to be like...
Get up!
Well, get that camera out of my face.
Let me get it in there.
This is where we stayed last night.
Yeah.
It's a ryokan.
It's like a guest house hostel type thing.
Yeah, sorry for my pronunciation. Like traditional vibes.
Yeah.
So the house is old, very old. They are inns, and then this is sort of like a modernised one. Fold out beds, that's what we slept on, very comfortable. Sliding paper doors, paper windows.
Shoe area.
Common room. With all actual like low tables.
Takayama.
Takayama. And this is an Rory.
Rory?
It's Rory.
Is Rory in here?
It's a Rory.
Did you see the bath?
Is this what bathtubs are like in Japan? I can session this.
Right. Let's hit the markets before we go. Oh, you get some breakfast? Are they mushrooms?
Yeah. Can we get a big bag of mushrooms? That's all you have for breakfast.
Thank you. What's it?
Right. Teriyaki. Looks like pancake. Goodness.
Mine was lovely.
Only got 3.
Let's get some more. That place was one of my favourites where we just stayed.
Takayama, actually, in general, definitely come here. We were only here very briefly, but it seems like a really nice blend between traditional and modern Japan, from what we've experienced. And also it's a bit quieter here, it's a bit more chill.
As we got back on the road, we headed to our first stop of the day, Hida Folk Village, an open-air museum where some of the buildings are over 400 years old.
What's this little Teggy doing? Look at the sun fade on it, that thing's cold. This is Hida no Sato. It's an old folk village. Edo times? So Edo is what Tokyo was called before it was called Tokyo. So this has been here for quite a while. Well, this is in Takayama. Takayama? This is really cool to see. Yeah. I wonder how many nails are in that one. Lovely bell, that, isn't it? I'm gonna get a photo of this bell actually. So yeah, just whip them shorts off quick. This was lovely.
That was really nice.
Gives you a taste of what it'd be like to live in ancient Japan.
Yeah.
I think I could do it, you know. This is a very good start.
Yeah.
As we made our way round the village, Ethan became distracted by a man carving wooden spoons with a knife.
Did you make these?
Yes, yes.
Whoa. Can we get two? Two?
Oh, thank you.
Arigato.
Oh, bye.
They're amazing.
Oh,
Amazing.
thank
These wooden spoons are from magnolia trees, which are cut down, then split, they're then boiled to soften, and then he carves the spoons with a knife. It takes him 3 hours to do it.
It takes him 3 hours?
Yeah.
Ethan unlocked a new side quest there. He's gone from Game Boy lights to wooden spoons. That's handy because I was getting sick of using chopsticks, so I'm going to be busting that thing out as soon as possible.
With the day moving on and a lot of ground still to cover, we got in the van ready to tackle some of Japan's beautiful mountain roads.
So we've got Takayama behind us.
Takayama!
And now we're coming out into what we've both been looking forward to, the mountainous country roads. We've got the perfect car for it.
What have you learned from your time in Japan so far?
That's a good question. I think just slow down with everything. It's difficult for us because we're trying to capture as much as we can in a short space of time and encapsulate Japan as much as we can. A bit like Iceland, just slow down and take it in. Don't be thinking about the next thing you're doing. Enjoy what you're doing.
Yeah. We're obviously going to compare this to Iceland because that's the last big road trip that we did. But Iceland there's this huge thing in front of you and you can take it all in just by looking at it. Do you know what I mean? You can like absorb it. Japan is the complete opposite to that, where it's tiny details everywhere and it's exhausting to try and look at everything and notice everything. Even in the countryside, the details are key. It feels like an alternate reality here. Yeah, it's so strange.
But Japan, for me, is chaos and beauty.
Yeah, that's a really good way of saying it, actually. That's a good way of putting it. So this is a bit of a random one. We're just driving along down here and then we saw this sign for a waterfall, so we just thought, you know what we're like. We're a couple of for a waterfall, so we thought, oh, we'd have a little look. Oh, I fancied a bit of this. The spray off it is cooling me down as well. Right, Ethan, you know what I'm going to ask? How much to go down it in a barrel? You know the drill by now.
Sorry, the barrel bet. 50k?
Sweet, all right. Someone set up the GoFundMe. Drop a link in the comments, and if we hit that 50k mark, he will go down this in a barrel. We're not going to do that. After a quick spray down from the falls, we carried on driving through the stunning forests.
This scenery is unbelievable.
Yeah, it's wicked, isn't it?
Oh my, that's not what I bought.
Oh shit, are you a victim of drink roulette? Because we don't have a clue what these vending machines actually dispense.
I'm almost certain I pressed something that looked like an apple juice.
That is like, that's just pond water.
After a long stint in the car, one of us was thirsty, so we pulled in to get a drink.
They're filling up for us, aren't they? And they're cleaning our window.
This is much easier.
This is much easier than what we were doing before. 3,410. Arigato.
Arigato.
Okay.
Here's another thing I learned about Japan. Having someone fill up your petrol tank is the best thing ever that's ever happened.
We've had the slowest fill up and the quickest fill up.
Yeah. Have you thought of getting a job here, Heath? I need some food though. I'm flagging.
It was now time for us to get lunch, so we thought we would see what all the fuss was about and stop at one of Japan's most popular food establishments.
7-Eleven in Japan. There's a big fuss about 7-Eleven, isn't there? You any good with this stuff? I'm not really sure what I'm buying.
Translating.
This is more my sort of deal. I know what they are. Better?
Yeah. You just left this car running.
Yeah, you think what I'm thinking? Turn this into a 2-car road trip.
We've heard about how safe Japan is. I mean, that's...
I felt mega safe everywhere I've been so far.
With us marvelling at the price of our huge shop and our bellies full of the delights of a 7-Eleven, we got back on the road, excited for some more mile munching.
After a big section of expressway driving, our journey took us back into the twisty Japanese mountain roads where we could really see what the N-van was like.
I really like this car, but can you hear it? It was great around town and it was great for some of the pokey little streets, but
Hairpins and switchbacks are not its friend.
listen to it try that little 660cc engine.
yeah.
Like, please no more.
It was a mixed experience taking the M-van onto the many hairpins that Japan has to offer. On one hand, we had endless stunning forest roads with smooth tarmac, yet we were hampered by the screaming from the engine of our poor van. But after some time enjoying them, the day drew to a close, but we still had an evening activity planned. We hoped.
Hopefully, it's a good one, because we don't know. This is complete shot in the dark with this one.
Quick pit stop. On to the next stop.
Feeling fresh?
Yeah. 10 o'clock. I'm always fresh at 10.
I feel like a bucket of shit. There's our guy.
There it is.
There's our man.
Thank
you.
They're people are just so nice, it's unbelievable.
As we ventured into the forests, we were on the lookout for something we weren't 100% sure we'd be able to find. But then, we found our first clue.
You guys probably can't see anything because it's just pitch black where we are.
We might be about to enter it now, we don't know.
We don't know if we're allowed to be here.
I can smell tyres.
I can smell a rubbery, burning sort of smell.
And what we'd been looking for was a toge session, where people bring their cars out to drift on the mountain passes. This is, of course, illegal, so we had to be discreet with our filming. But after being welcomed by a few from the group with a Google Translate conversation, we were escorted up to get a good view of it.
I don't know if I'm enjoying it or if I'm absolutely terrified.
Not wanting to outstay our welcome and it now being very late, we got back on the road to find somewhere to sleep, passing even more cars as we left.
Well, that was mental.
That is an assault on the body and the mind.
I can't believe we found that.
We just drove around for ages and came across it.
We were shouting, Drifto! There was a dude in like an S13 coupe, just a car that I really want, and he was in full mechanics overalls, just like this, the coolest Japanese dude, and we said, oh, we can see some drifting, and then he just went, welcome to Toge, in English. Obviously, what they're doing is illegal.
Yeah,
I don't know if the police go there, maybe they do go there, but it was mental to see. We had to get you out of there, didn't we?
I think it's time to bed down.
This is the other thing, and why we needed to leave. I'm not sleeping in here.
Why would we get a camper if we're not going to sleep in it?
I'm here right now. It's one of the better nights. You want to bring me down here?
If I do that, then you just work out where you go. Oh, we haven't even had dinner.
No, we haven't had dinner.
What are we doing?
Well, there might be a place for, you know, cook up some ramen.
Oh, I can't even be asked to cook ramen. We've got some peanuts.
You know it's bad when you can't be bothered to cook ramen. You weren't just going to say we've got some peanuts, were you? I know you weren't.
Peanuts and an apple Danish.
Undeterred by the amount of belongings with us, Ethan attempted to Tetris us into some sort of sleeping arrangement in the van until he had the realisation.
I don't think it's happening, is it?
What, sleeping in here?
Yeah, we've got too much stuff. Well, a tip, if you do rent this camper, don't bring any camera equipment with you, and don't buy loads of things from Hard Off when you're driving around.
I think your Game Boy Light isn't the thing that's making it difficult to sleep in here. It's not like we've got to manoeuvre around your Game Boy Light.
Oh, I just want to go to bed.
And with that, I made an executive decision.
Well, look what happened. I'm so grateful.
To be fair, it was never going to happen.
We got to hit the road. The front desk just called. We've overslept. They're very pissed off. So should we get going where we need to be going?
Yeah. Let's go find a cave.
As we made our way around the city of Utsunomiya, Jack was distracted by yet another collection of cars.
This is a good find, isn't it, Ethan? I'll tell you why this is cool. We like shit heaps as well, so these are like in between. This is like the perfect mix. Sylvias that are pretty cool. Mark II Chaser, 86, 11.
Yeah, that's what I'm having.
S14 with like a wide body kit. That's cool. I can't quite work out the prices, but give it to me. God, I'd like an FC. Kind of cool seeing them like this. They're all sort of modified. It's an FD. The cat knows what's good. And the state of that Chaser. There's these little pockets of this in Japan, and they're just so good to see. I like it anyway. Ethan probably doesn't give a...
These are cool.
These are cool. Seeing them like this is cool. Thank you for indulging me, Ethan, and allowing us to stop. Now I just want an FC even harder. Brilliant. This sums up Japan, doesn't it? Mentalness and nice traditional shrine. So good.
We're now at Oya Subterranean Cave.
Cave wasn't top of my list.
Our friend Malike, who some of you may know as Milky Diamonds, recommended it, so we thought we'd come and check it out. Should we get some food first?
Yeah, it's a good idea. So I just had one of the best hot dogs of my life, and now this guy's doing this. This is that cave. He almost lost it.
And the stone they're mining is Oya stone, which is what makes up hills in the surrounding area. We could see it actually when we were driving in.
Look at the columns that are holding this place up as well.
Imagine being down here by yourself with the lights off.
With the lights off?
Yeah.
That's
just
scary.
pitch black.
The real question is, and you're not going to believe this, and you won't find a single nail in here.
I'm going to find a nail. Can you believe that this is just underground? Just this stone?
Yeah, sort of, yeah.
I can't.
Where else would it be?
Well, they're all on the beach normally, aren't they?
Pebbles. You're down here in the dark. You're the furthest point you can physically be away from the exit. And also there's something in here that's trying to get you.
What is it?
It's me. I know what you're going to say, you piece of shit. No, that is not a nail.
What is that then?
Okay, yeah, that is a nail.
Should we get back on the road?
Yeah, let's do it. One important part of any trip is getting gifts for people. And we're in Japan, so there's really only one place we should stop to get gifts for the people we want to buy gifts for. I'm just concerned I won't be able to fit these in my suitcase. Do you reckon I'll manage it? If I bought 4 suitcases, how much luggage allowance do we have?
4 suitcases.
So if I leave all my clothes here, can I get something? Cool.
While we peruse the shelves and shelves of car parts, we thought we should get our friends at Top Dead Centre a steering wheel, as they always seem to be taking other people's. And Jack had a very simple method on how to choose the right one.
Which is the cheapest? This.
That was really cool.
Yeah, it was really cool. And we got a present for TDC as well. Hello.
Hello. What's going on here?
Just saying hello from our travels. We got you a little something. We didn't.
Oh, this is sick. This should be a 350mm. These are quite rare, actually.
We said that.
We said that when we were there. We did go, which is the cheapest?
This is sick.
Yeah, you're welcome.
From proper up garage as well.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
All the way from Japan, made in Italy.
Could put it in the Porsche. Quite like the idea of that, actually.
It's never had its own steering wheel.
It's only ever had a stolen steering wheel. Thank you, boys. This is very good.
No worries.
We need to get back to Japan though.
Yeah.
All right, have a good one. Traffic's light.
Beats! 2 beats! Sorry, just as we're talking about TDC and Edward as well.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Sorry, man, we missed them.
We'll replay it if you can.
And we'll freeze the frame,
Yeah.
and then we'll draw a circle around it.
Before we made our way back to Tokyo, we had to make one last stop at a hard-off to get an extra big bag to carry our gifts home. But I foolishly didn't keep an eye on Ethan.
We got a cheap bag to put Edward's wheel in.
I also actually completed another side quest.
What'd you get?
When did you sneak up me buy that?
You can't come to Japan and not buy 2 Gameboys.
Original Game Boy for £7.
No way!
Yeah. No idea if it works. Yeah, I'm much more happier driving here than the first day. But even though it says green light, there might be someone on the crossing.
The flashing orange lights, that is free for all. I don't know what that means. Does that mean just, work it out yourself?
I think so, I have fun with it.
I love the Japanese snacks. I love Japanese branding. And I bought these crisps. Japanese graphic design. It's like the graphic designers drew something and just went, yeah, cool, send it. Also, in the English on them is, hey, what's up? Another long day? Just try our yummy, spicy caramucho and say hi. Hi. And then just 2 cartoon men crying, because I assume these crisps are too spicy for them. Next stop, Tokyo.
The Big Apple.
And unfortunately, when at Tokyo, the first thing we have to do is say goodbye to a dear friend of ours. It's the M van. We got to drop it back off, and then we're footing it in Tokyo. I wonder if you know. How do you like driving in Tokyo, Ethan?
It was fine.
Yeah.
Until a combination of Google Maps and Tokyo happened.
Well, the trouble is that Tokyo is so built up. It's got roads on top of roads, all stacked. So Google Maps was just like, I don't know, you're on your own, boys.
And it also lost us in the tunnel. So,
You're being quite cool, calm and collected now that I've turned the GoPro on. But before, it's not the same Ethan I'm seeing.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, you do. You were doing a lot of and a lot of.
I'm a new man.
It's not because of that, it's because you're here now. It's because you're watching now. He's not flipping off the residents of Tokyo anymore. And cursing every single traffic light that he's ever seen. We're almost there though.
Almost there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna miss the N van. It's a shame we didn't get to sleep in it actually, and enjoy it more as a camper, but it's been great for us, hasn't it?
Sad the N van was gone, it didn't take long for Ethan to get over it, as he was sucked into a trance by the power of Japanese advertising. Frustrated that he didn't get to sleep in the N van, Ethan arranged for an equally tight night's sleep for a reasonable £56 at a nearby capsule hotel.
This is my pod. I feel like I'm about to go into hypersleep. You look like you're in a giant microwave. Let's go for dinner.
Look at this, Tokyo.
The Big Apple.
The Big Apple.
It's quite vast, isn't it?
It is quite fast.
Nice shot at Tokyo Tower. We haven't seen that properly yet.
Yeah, I haven't seen Tokyo Tower yet.
Get one of these when you get to the airport. It's basically how you get around everywhere.
I just got this feeling that I'm being advertised to.
I want some noodles. Google Translate is a lifesaver if you're coming here.
More sake?
Yes, please.
And we are professionals, so we'll go easy on it. We won't let drinking affect our work. And if it does somehow get the better of us, this video will probably just cut.
After feeling the effects of our night in Tokyo, we wearily got on the monorail back to the airport. And here is where I imagine you're wondering how much this all cost us. We spent a grand total of £1,186. Not cheap by any means, but there's definitely parts that we could have saved on. Had we not wanted to experience Japanese accommodations, we could have saved £219 and just slept in our car. We could have also done a loop from Tokyo, which would have avoided the car delivery fee in Kyoto, and also the bullet train, which would have brought our total right down to a very respectable £538. Japan on the whole is very reasonable, particularly outside the cities, and especially while the yen is weak against the pound at the moment. Food and drink is cheap, as is fuel, but expect to pay the same again, or in our case, more in toll fees. And the big one, flights. Yeah, maybe don't go in the summer like we did, as it cost over £2,000 in flights for both of us. But definitely book more in advance than we did, and also look in the off season, as they get a lot cheaper than that. Having said that, our total spend in Japan cost as much as our trip to Iceland. And to mark our epic Japan adventure, we are now doing a limited run of this All The Gear t-shirt. If you want to get your hands on one, head to allthegear.shop or click the link in the description.
At the airport now though.
Yeah. What a trip. You looked so much younger before we left.
I look so much younger before I started this channel with you.
You sad to be leaving?
Yeah. I like Japan. I could spend a long time here, I reckon.
I think the first couple of days we were a bit like, what? We did 3 big cities first. Once we experienced a lot more of it, I think we grew accustomed to its ways and enjoyed the beauty and the chaos.
Yeah, you have to take it as a whole.
Yeah.
Tokyo isn't Japan.
No.
Osaka isn't Japan.
No.
Take in all the other little bits as well. I mean,
Takayama though.
Takayama?